There is a moment that feels difficult to explain. It's not a dramatic event, but a subtle, creeping realization. A feeling that settles in your chest, quiet yet persistent. You think about someone who used to be part of your daily life. Someone whose presence was as natural as breathing. Someone you spoke to often, sharing thoughts, laughter, and even comfortable silences. Someone who understood you in a way few others did. Someone who felt incredibly close, a constant in your ever-changing world. And then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, you notice something. A shift, a change in the rhythm of that connection. No clear ending, no argument that shattered the bond. No dramatic moment, no fiery confrontation that marked a definitive break. Yet, the connection is no longer the same. The ease has been replaced by a subtle tension, the spontaneity by a hesitant formality. The conversations are shorter now, less frequent. They lack the effortless flow they once had, feeling less natural, more forced. In the quiet spaces, a question begins to form. A whisper in your mind. What changed? This quiet drifting apart is far more common than people expect. We often associate distance in relationships with conflict, with betrayal, with a clear, painful rupture. But not all distance is created by conflict. Sometimes, distance is created by something much quieter, something far more insidious in its subtlety, gradual misalignment. People don't always grow apart in obvious ways. They drift, slowly, almost unnoticed, like two boats untethered from a dock, carried away by gentle currents. At first, everything feels the same. You still talk. You still share things with the same frequency. But beneath the surface, something begins to shift. Small differences appear. Differences in priorities. What one person values most, the other might now see as secondary. Differences in routines. Daily lives diverge, creating less shared time, fewer common experiences. Differences in what truly matters. Core values, passions, aspirations that once aligned now begin to point in slightly different directions. And those differences don't immediately break the connection. They don't cause an immediate collapse. They just change it. One person becomes busier, their life accelerating with new demands. The other becomes more reflective, perhaps seeking deeper meaning or quieter moments. One person moves forward into new environments, embracing change and novelty. The other stays in familiar ones, finding comfort in stability. And over time, the shared space becomes smaller. Not because anyone intended it, not because of malice or neglect, but simply because life moved in slightly different directions, pulling them gently apart. The common ground that once felt expansive now feels like a shrinking island. When that shared space becomes smaller, conversations inevitably begin to change. There is less to relate to, fewer common threads, less to weave into dialogue, less to respond to with genuine understanding or shared experience, less that feels natural, spontaneous, or deeply resonant. So interactions become more surface level, more polite, more distant. The easy intimacy is replaced by a courteous formality. And this is often where confusion begins to truly take root, because nothing clearly ended. There was no moment where the relationship was explicitly defined as over, no final goodbye. But something has undeniably changed. And without clarity, without a definitive explanation, the mind starts searching for answers, for reasons. Did I do something wrong? Was it something I said or didn't say? Did they lose interest in me or in our connection? Did something happen that I missed? A silent signal I failed to interpret? The self-doubt can be consuming, leading to endless rumination and a sense of unresolved grief. But in many cases, the answer is simpler and perhaps more profound. The connection didn't break. It didn't fail. It changed. It evolved, just as the individuals within it evolved. Ralph Waldo Emerson once wrote, The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. This profound truth speaks directly to the heart of why relationships drift. As people grow, their direction changes. Their focus shifts. Their identity evolves, shaped by new experiences, new insights, new aspirations. And when two people grow in different directions, the connection that once felt natural, effortless, and perfectly aligned may no longer feel the same. Not because it failed, or because either person is at fault, but because it no longer reflects who both people are becoming. It's a natural consequence of individual journeys. Before we continue, a quick pause. If this reflection resonates with you, if you found yourself nodding along, understanding this quiet ache, then know that you are not alone. There are more conversations like this inside the Relationships and Identity playlist on this channel. Each video explores intricate patterns that shape how we connect, how those connections deepen, and how they inevitably change over time. And if you want more calm, insightful reflections like this, consider subscribing to Daily Reset Lab. We delve into the subtle shifts that define our inner and outer worlds. Now, let's continue and explore another crucial part of this experience: expectation. When a connection feels strong, vibrant, and deeply meaningful, it naturally creates a sense of stability. You expect it to remain. You expect it to feel the same, to offer the same comfort and understanding. You expect the closeness to continue, perhaps indefinitely. But relationships are not fixed entities. They are not static monuments. They are living, breathing, dynamic systems constantly influenced by time, by environment, and most significantly, by personal growth. And when those things change, as they always do, the relationship naturally adjusts. It adapts. It reshapes itself. Sometimes in ways we don't immediately recognize or welcome. But the expectation often remains. We cling to the memory of what was, projecting it onto the present. You expect the same level of closeness, the same frequency of communication, the same emotional connection. And when those expectations are not met, when the reality of the present diverges from the ideal of the past, it feels like something has been lost. A void appears, even if nothing was intentionally taken away, even if no one actively withdrew. It's the loss of an anticipated future, a future that mirrored the past. There is also something else that happens quietly, almost subconsciously. Memory holds on to how the relationship used to feel. It idealizes the past, often filtering out the imperfections and highlighting the warmth. It remembers the peak moments, the deep understanding, the effortless rapport. It remembers what was, not how it currently is. So when you compare the present to the past, the difference feels larger, more noticeable, more significant. The gap between the idealized memory and the current reality seems vast, creating a profound sense of distance. But that comparison is not between two equal moments. It is between what was and what is. And that gap, that chasm between memory and reality, creates a powerful, often painful sense of distance. Even if the current relationship is simply different, not necessarily worse. It's just not what it used to be. Sometimes the difficulty is not the distance itself, or even the change, but the lack of understanding around it. It creates reasons, often negative ones. It assigns meaning, frequently self-blaming or other-blaming. It tries desperately to explain something that may not have a single clear cause, something that is simply the natural unfolding of life. And that often leads back to the same cycle of self-questioning. What changed about me? Was I not enough? What changed about them? Did they find someone better, something more interesting? The search for a definitive answer can be exhausting and fruitless, but sometimes truly nothing went wrong. Sometimes people simply changed direction. They grew, they evolved, they pursued new paths. And the connection, being a living thing, adjusted accordingly. It found a new equilibrium, a new form, even if that form is less intimate than before. A small, practical step you can try. A way to navigate this quiet evolution is this. Instead of constantly comparing the relationship to how it used to be, instead of holding it up against an idealized past, observe it as it is now. What still exists? What remains of the connection, even in its altered state? What has truly changed, without judgment or longing for what was? This shifts your focus from loss to clarity, from a painful yearning for the past to an honest assessment of the present. And from there, from a place of clarity, you can decide how to respond. Whether that means actively seeking to reconnect, to redefine the terms of the relationship in its new form, or simply accepting that the relationship has evolved, that its purpose in your life has shifted, and finding peace in that acceptance. If this reflection made you think about your own relationships, about the quiet shifts and subtle evolutions you've experienced, you may find the other videos in the Relationships and Identity playlist helpful. Each one explores different patterns in how we connect, how we grow, and how those connections change over time. And if you want more calm, insightful reflections like this, subscribe to Daily Reset Lab, because sometimes distance doesn't mean something ended. It means something changed. An understanding that change can bring a profound sense of peace.